Hey everyone, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and this is one of my most anticipated 4K releases of the year, and I got it in early to review. Today we're going to take a look at Psycho 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. Hey guys, so thanks for coming back to the channel today. I am super excited to review this movie on 4K. Psycho is one of my favorite movies of all time, one of the most influential movies of all time, and I was able to get my hands on an early copy here of the 4K Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, courtesy of HiDefNinja. They're sponsoring me with this video again by sending me an early Steelbook copy, and I'm so happy to have this a few weeks before even the Hitchcock box set comes out or this release is available at Best Buy to talk about this 4K release. So props to HiDefNinja. Go check out their site. I'll leave a link down in the description. But we're going to talk about this Psycho release. We'll go over the video, audio, some really interesting things about this release in particular that have never been seen before, and go through all the packaging and special features as well. So stay tuned for all of that, and let's jump right into it. So this release of Psycho is going to be only available at Best Buy, and it's not part of that Hitchcock 4K box set. Psycho is the only movie getting a standalone release for its 60th anniversary here in 2020, courtesy of Universal Home Entertainment. So I popped this in and I watched it, and I've seen Psycho in many different formats. I've seen a print in a theater. I've obviously watched the Blu-ray. I've seen it on DVD. I've even seen it on TV cuts. And this is definitely the best that it's ever looked. But what I think happened here, and this isn't a negative, but I think Universal did a similar thing that they did with Jaws, where the 4K restoration work for this was done back in like 2010, 2011, and I believe it was done for the 50th anniversary back in 2010, because there are special features on the Blu-ray discs which talk about the restoration. Now, I couldn't find any confirmation online that this was a new restoration, so my assumption is back in 2010, they remastered it in 4K for that Blu-ray, and now we're getting the full 4K picture here on the 4K disc. So it's not a brand new restoration from a picture standpoint, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look great. It looks incredible. This is as good as the movie's ever looked. The HDR10 really helps with the black and white movies, and this is a prime example, especially since this is a later black and white movie. Things are a little bit more clear than an older movie from the 20s or the 30s or the 40s, and I really enjoyed the black and white color and the way that the HDR really helped with those black levels, gave us a great dark pure black, which is what we want in a black and white movie, and it handled the grays very well. So overall, a great picture. Now the detail on this is a slight uptick over that Blu-ray, because my assumption is the Blu-ray was also mastered in 4K and then downscaled. So the grain is there, but it's structured very nicely. It's obviously going to be a major part of your visual experience is that grain. It's a movie from 1960. It was shot on film. You're going to get grain. So don't expect this ultra sharp 4K, pristine image like you might see with a release like Aquaman or Joker or something like that. You're not going to get that here. But what you get is a very authentic film experience in the 4K picture quality. It looks really, really nice. Now, no Dolby Vision on this release, just the HDR10, but that's all my projector handles anyway, and I do prefer to watch my 4K movies on the projector when I can, because I love seeing them on the big screen, and so I had no issues. I thought the HDR10 looked great, and really, how much better could it have been? I'm not sure, but I don't think you're going to have any issues with the way that the HDR color grading was done here. It really does help with the black and white movies tremendously, and Psycho's no exception. Universal has done another great job bringing a title to 4K disc, much like they did with Jaws. Now, audio-wise on this release, we actually have a new track. So on the previous Blu-ray, it featured a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 track, which was remixed from the original mono elements. This film was originally a mono audio track. They took that, mixed it. You can watch the special features on YouTube about how they did that, and they created a 5.1. Now here for the 4K for the 60th anniversary, we've actually got a DTS X track. So they took that one step further. They bumped it up to a DTS X from a DTS 5.1, and it sounded incredible. Now, if you are a purist and you do want that mono track, the best you can get is the mono track split across two surround channels. So there is a 2.0 DTS surround track, which is going to be the more authentic experience if that's what you're truly looking for. And a lot about this release is super authentic, which I'll talk about in a second. So if that's what you want, it's an available option, which is great. But if you want to try to experience Psycho with the crazy, top of the line surround soundtrack, the score is excellent on the DTS X. From the opening minutes, I was actually like blown away with how nice the surround sound sounded. So I have no like real favorite either way. There's a purist version, and there's, I think, this new version, which some people may not want to listen to. They want the purist version of the movie as it was shown originally. But I kind of enjoy showing off my audio system, and that DTS-X was really nice, so you can't go wrong either way. Now, the most interesting part of this release for me was actually one of the special features that was included, and it's also included on the Hitchcock box set that's coming on 4K, but I think they're underselling what this actually means for home entertainment and Psycho in general. And that's the fact that this is the first time that the truly uncut version that was originally shown in theaters has ever been released on home media. So all of the other Psycho Blu-rays and DVDs and VHS and everything actually had edits in it, and they're called the R-rated cut. So, there was a lot of censorship that went on with Psycho anyway. Back in 1960, this definitely pushed the limits of what the censors were allowing in Hollywood. But it was interesting because I did not know this, that every time I've watched this movie previously, I'm actually watching an R-rated edit. Now, the unedited version here, the uncut version, is what Alfred Hitchcock's true vision was. And there isn't a massive difference, okay? But you can see where it was censored and where it's been uncut and uncensored. So the shower scene especially, and the events leading up to that, there's a few moments in there that are a little more risque, a little more gory. They show a little bit more blood. They kind of draw that out a little bit longer. And I'm talking by 5-6 seconds here or there. But for instance, you see the blood on Norman Bates' hands just a few seconds longer. They really kind of let that sink in rather than doing a quick cut. You see him creeping just a little bit longer through the peephole, and that's something that got cut in the censored R-rated version. So I thought that's really cool. It's the first time it's ever been available. Now, it also does include the version you're probably most familiar with, which is what's been shown on TV, on Blu-ray, DVD. So you have the option when it starts, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't go with the uncut version. It's super cool that they finally released that. There's been rumors about it being out there. Some German TV station played one a few years back, and people were like, wait, that was different than the Blu-ray. What kind of print was that? So somebody got their hands on it, and there were rumors it was floating around, but this now proves it officially that literally all the other home media releases and TV releases, and even the re-release of Psycho to theaters, was actually an edited version, and we weren't getting the original movie, which is a super interesting kind of film history fact. But we're finally getting it here on the 4K disc, which is great. You're getting the purest original version with that original soundtrack if you want it, in an excellent 4K image that looks on par with 35mm. So yes, this is an awesome release, and it's as good as it gets for Psycho fans. I should mention as well, outside of the shower scene, there actually is only one more small uncut portion, and I won't spoil this for you if you've never seen Psycho, although you've had 60 years, but there is a scene where somebody gets stabbed at the end, and in the edited version, they're only stabbed twice. And in the uncut version, they're stabbed 4 times. So it's little things like that that get into the uncut version that show you, how Hitchcock actually felt this movie needed to be seen, and how it was originally shown in theaters, and then for reasons over the years, it was censored to become R-rated and have a different cut for TV and things like that. So just another little tidbit that I noticed doing some research. But it's going to be small things, so don't expect a drastically different picture, but for the most part, it's the same movie, minus those couple extra details. But I do think the extra details are kind of nice, and it's nice not to have an edited version of an iconic film anymore and get the actual version the director wanted to put out there. So now on the packaging, we've got the Steelbook here. It is a black, glossy Steelbook, so fingerprints for sure, but I do like the minimalist artwork. You guys know I like the minimalist stuff on Steelbooks. You got the knife there, you get the knife on the back with the Bates house, and then on the inside we do have Some kind of cool stuff. There's some decent artwork on the inside, and the disc has some nice new artwork, and there is a digital code included, which I'm hoping will redeem in 4K, but knowing what happened with Jaws, hopefully they fixed that. But a lot of people had issues with the Jaws 4K code redeeming in 4K with Universal, so hopefully that changes. But Psycho should redeem in 4K, and you should be able to get that on your digital services as a backup if you'd like that. Now, special features, a lot of this is from the previous, the 50th anniversary, but it has the making of Psycho, Psycho sound in the Master's Shadow, Hitchcock's Legacy, interview excerpts, newsreel footage from the release, the shower scene with and without the music, which is interesting, the shower scene storyboards, a commentary with Stephen Rebello, who wrote Alfred Hitchcock in the making of Psycho, and other small featurettes. A lot of this stuff is available on YouTube, and like I said, what came with that 50th anniversary Blu-ray. So that's, you know, you can see these things. There's nothing really groundbreaking, but some of the things behind the restoration, especially the audio, gives you another nice look into what goes into these physical media releases. So overall, this is a great 4K release for multiple reasons. I like the Steelbook. I'm not typically a Steelbook guy, but I like it. But even if you go and pre-order the 4K box set, what you're getting in that set is that super cool uncut original Psycho, which many people weren't even sure if it existed, and it's official now. It exists and it's available in 4K. You're getting great picture quality. You're getting an awesome DTS-X soundtrack if you want to use it. Otherwise, you've still got that mono 2.0 to fall back on, which is the original audio. And it is loaded with the same special features, many of the same, so you're not missing out on anything by upgrading from your Blu-ray to 4K. You're getting a better picture, better audio, cool packaging, and the uncut version. So honestly, for me, one of the biggest reasons to upgrade here is to get that uncut version, because any Blu-ray or DVD you have in your collection right now is not actually the original Psycho. So you're gonna want to get the original if you're a big fan, or if you're a fan of film history or Hitchcock. I always want the original. I didn't even know that this was a problem. So that's a big reason to upgrade, but the 4K image is great, and I do like that audio track. So overall, I'd say it's worth upgrading, and it's definitely a great start to this Hitchcock 4K box set. I'm excited to see what the other 3 titles bring us, but so far, gold star for the Hitchcock stuff from Universal. They've done another great job on another transfer of another classic movie. So thanks for watching, guys. That's it for this review. I will leave a link down in the description to both HiDefNinja and the Best Buy Steelbook, as well as an Amazon pre-order link to the Hitchcock collection on 4K. If you do purchase through my Amazon link, it helps support the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and that you're subscribed, and check out all the other links in my description for ways you can help support me. I appreciate all the support lately and all the views and everything that's been going on. It's been flattering, and I'm excited to keep coming out with great content. Like I said, I got a couple more 4K Steelbooks from HiDefNinja that will be new 4K reviews for you guys in the Worth an Upgrade series. I'm going to continue the Boutique Blu-ray series. If you missed episode 1 on Kino Lorber, go check that out. There's an interesting discount code and giveaway going on in that previous video, which I just posted yesterday. And so just make sure you're up to date with everything on my channel. Lots of good stuff coming here in 2020 and going forward. So appreciate all the support. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Keep collecting out there.